Hello everyone and welcome back to Bannerfall. Right now our travelers, merchants, they're on their way back. And actually look at that. How positive their view of us is. 89%. Awesome. Makes me kind of want to try to push the crosscraft a little bit over more on our side. And then we do have permanently hostile and neutral others scattered around the map. So maybe we should try to do that. Anyways, one thing that I completely forgot in the last episode was actually to check out that bandit camp. And yeah, we're still not gonna try to attack that. Although it could be, well, definitely not that one. Although it could be nice to give it a try. If it goes really bad, no, we're not gonna make that. We need a few more people. And probably more importantly, we do need a bit more defensive material. Such as, well, weapons and more importantly, armor. And that might be something that we kind of want to start looking into. However, in the last episode, we sold basically all of our research. Look at that. We're lacking 216 chronicles. That's insane. That also makes me think we should probably put down another research table, even if it is temporary. Because, well, just getting the science ready would be extremely beneficial for us. Anyways, let's put... that could actually be a nice layout if we put this one here, another one there. But you can't mirror these buildings. At least I don't think so. And that would be kind of a cool mod. Anyways, I've been getting into mods lately. For those of you who have followed my other videos on the channel, just finished a Timberborn mod, which was kind of fun. But, yeah. So, maybe I'll look into that. Alright, what is JSN doing? He's just cutting stuff down. He's doing something. Sorry, JSN, that wasn't meant to be a stab. Oh my goodness, I need to be a bit more careful with what I say. Right. Amya and Goda, they're both still working on mining all of this out. We've also created a couple of the wooden beams down here. So let's make sure we're mining a bit more out over here as well. While they can still keep working on that. Probably want to put down a door at least. And then this will become again like another room for us to utilize. Oh, but look at that. I completely didn't see that. They are actually done with making a bit more like mining away the wood, the soil pieces in their cell. So that's kind of nice. Which means we can expand this a little bit more. But at the same time, since we are moving them into this area very soon, maybe I'll just ignore it for now. Anyways, let's also have a quick look into our overview domestic animals. Just making sure everyone who can haul is hauling. Yep, looks like it. Pretty awesome. And at some point, we probably need to figure something else out for all of the animals that we have in here. I mean, we could always expand sort of the farm area like in the back here, which... Not Ducky! Oh no! Oh man. Poor Ducky. And they didn't actually have any offspring. That is a bummer. Which means... where is Ingabel? We need another, I guess I could have just looked at what they look like, but we need another male duck in order to get our duck production going. All right, our friends are back. We need to make sure they're actually bringing the animals back that they just... Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. That they just brought back. So let's see, Kevin. Yeah, you're also gonna head back. And then you can grab this one, which I think still leaves 2. Yep. left over. Lucas, you're technically training. Let's pause you from this one. And JSN, you can just go and grab Astrid. We should have gotten a big influx now in terms of... Oh, there's one more. Start. Here we go. We should have gotten a pretty good influx of logs when they came back. Yep, not too bad. Not too bad at all. And more importantly, or I'm at least excited about this, is the coin mint. Although we don't have a good spot to actually put that one down. At least not right now. One thing that we did buy though, and that we need to make space for immediately, is copy. Well, should first put some, clear all of this, put the material, the manufactured material, and specifically the ice blocks. They all should go into the basement. And then we can make sure that this area stays nice and cool. If I can fill this up. Okay, I think we bought 15 of them in the last episode. So with that, we have exactly 15 of these storage places, but I completely forgot to set them on the highest priority. So let's go ahead. Yeah, it still has the animal stockpile on the back there, but that's fine to keep that on highest priority as well. Wonder what they did to... Oh, they brought the ice blocks over here. Still 30 days. Okay, not too shabby. Let's make sure they transport them away. And then we do have a prison warden desk. And Martin is our prison warden. So let's go ahead and see what happens when we actually put that into his room. Look at that. Perfect fit. Right next to the fireplace and the entrance. Now I feel like he should be getting a chair. I don't know if prison warden desk needs a chair. Anyways, let's also install the coin mint anyways, even though we don't really need to install it right away. But I think up here for now is good. So at least it is somewhere, and then we don't need to worry about it. Also want to make sure highest priority for... we don't have space for the logs. Okay. And look at all the sticks we have here. So I kind of want to put down a stick storage solution. Ooh, where would we do that? I guess technically we could place more sticks in here. Also look at this actually. Our hay is getting a little bit low. So let's also go ahead and have some of them just harvest the stuff out here. You should also give us higher, right? 15, 30. Okay, not too bad. Back to the actual question, where we're going to put our sticks. And I think for now, I'm just going to remove a little bit of space here. Copy this. And then we're placing our sticks over here. Clearing this all first. Material, raw material, and then sticks. Right, that's 8 piles of sticks. There is probably more than 8 piles over here, which I guess is fine. Let's go ahead for now and set this on highest priority, and then go ahead and high prioritize the hauling over this way, which did nothing. Really? No. Don't quite know why it didn't do anything. Anyways, this kind of does the trick for us. And then we make a little bit more space over here. Although it looks like most of the wood has actually been already used or picked up for construction. Crazy. They are going fast. All right, let's also have another look at the meat over here. Quickly set this until... Okay. I kind of like to see how much of the raw meat there is, so let's just set this to 10,000. And then we can always quickly peek in there. Because now we see it's actually out of material, and they're still making the smoked meat over here, which is pretty awesome. Right. Anyways, where was I? Setting up a ton of things. Why is Cena still out there? Lucas. Okay, now you're gone. I guess that's fine. So much wildlife over here. Crazy. Kind of want to tame another duck. Because, yeah, let's do that. Tame another male duck. Maybe we can get our duck production on after all. Alright, I think that is the last cow. They were still out and about. Either way, Lucas should actually be able to find the rest and then bring them back in. Right, look at them go. Very, very nice. Also, that area is now almost done. Just one more wooden beam in the middle. And then we can start mining the entire rest away. Not quite. Need to leave these in for now. But it also tells me still not chopped down this one. Ah. Where did all the deer... Okay, all the deer is over here. Good. Making sure we're cutting down the dead trees. Because, again, more material, the better. But ultimately, we need a ton more tree production. So I am wondering, since the trees actually grow down here as well, what if we just go ahead and place a bunch of trees over this way? If I'm... Oh, cannot be placed there. Okay. Can you be placed here? No. Alright, so not all trees are meant to be placed on this material. Soil? You should be fine. Yeah, you are fine. Alright, how about we actually just go ahead and put a ton of these willow trees down here. Birch trees, we can actually just grow up here. So I think overall that makes sense. Alright. Friendly visit. Kind of just need to close all of these. However, we do have a merchant who is coming to us with a tamed wolf. Okay, I guess. Lucas is 50. Ooh. Old man. Alright. Look at that, though. The last piece is being mined out over here by Goda. Yeah, Goda, it's time to go to bed, I guess. These prisoners, definitely very, like, on the job. Right, put the walls around there, of course. And then we'll... Another chicken has died. They do have food. They should have enough space. Still weird. Anyways, well, as I was saying, we do want to put down some wooden beams over here as well. So that area becomes very stable. And then when they have built all of this, we can move our prisoners into a nicer location. And I think they will, well, maybe at least appreciate that. Philomena, I know you are hungry. Where are you going? Are you coming from over there? Right, let's do a quick stop at the merchant stall. And then see if this guy has... Actually, hold on. First, any troubles? Here's a camp. Okay, we're gonna check this out in a second. And then we're gonna barter again with Humphrey. Let me see what you got. Don't have high hopes. We're not buying the wolf. We have all the seeds we could possibly need. I mean, we could add a few more beet seeds just to be on the safer side. But I don't think we need to. Let's grab the 10 coins. Can't hurt. And then we're giving him... What can we give him for that? Oh, look at that. Linen cloth. There we go. You know what? Got a little bit of extra stuff. He's from Rugby. Sure. Mercantile renown has increased. Awesome. But what I really want to see is that new bandit camp. Yeah, even less likely we're going to take that one out, on. Yeah, it's just not much we can do about these. Definitely not without armor. And that is, again, something we really should be thinking about, as well as actually recreating our research stock. Oh, look at that. Martin, I think, has almost finished doing this. Where's he gone? Oh. He hasn't put our two prisoners to work yet, so let's have him go down there. And we do, like I said, need a ton more logs. So why don't we just go ahead and go a little bit crazy over here and just cut all the trees down. Just to make a few more logs, and then they can also plant them over here. Also gonna make sure that we have clear sight in all directions. I was like, what is that? But it's just a stone block. All right. And then it does make me think some birch trees over here. Probably a good idea after all. Because we do just need a ton more logs, especially when we want to start building up our defenses. So let's go ahead, place all of them down. So another 3 rows of those, and then they should slowly and steadily kind of get to what they need to do. Who are you? Audric, why are you just hauling? Oh, look at that. We have a pheasant. Lucas, where are you? It's the girl pheasant. Awesome. And what about the guy? 37%. Okay, so it takes a little bit longer before we can recruit that one as well. All right. Oh, one thing I completely forgot from the last one as well is we bought a cat. And yes, now we have a male cat and a female cat. Let's train the male cat as well, even though that one is mature, so it will take a while. He seems to be liking his spot with the other animals. Cool. So regardless, that is coming along. There are... Where did it go? Huh. The supports back here crashed again. So let's go ahead and also build more wooden beams in between here. Do I need to? Yeah, let's just finish them. Again, a bit more support. Can't quite hurt. Can't hurt. Hopefully it doesn't hurt. And then we're just gonna add the surfaces back in here again. Look at how far they've gotten. Awesome. Means we can also remove those last 2 pillars over here. And that cell block is almost done. All right, winter clothes were just decomposed. Let's have a look what our stuff here looks like. Why do you have nothing to make? Linen and wool. Didn't we have like 400 linen? What is going on? All right, where is our linen? There should be... I can never remember where the... Oh no, it's on this side. Where the categorization of things are. Group, here we go. Material. Not manufactured. The the textiles, here we go. 395. So, why can't we make any clothing? Okay, let's have a look. Who is actually our tailor? Ah, I remember. Resources are unavailable to be delivered. They're literally behind you, mate. Why are they... What if... Wait, why can't I? Okay. Let me... What could I do, actually? I don't quite know. Maybe if we replace it, maybe it's a bug and that will fix it. I guess it's worth a shot, and then we'll see how things are going. But look at that. Almost everything in here is in, and I feel comfortable enough to mine all of this out. And we have now a new work area down here that we can fill up with additional workspaces or whatever we kind of need, which will be pretty awesome. In addition, we could actually utilize this as storage space down here, though I'm still not entirely sure about the storage space idea. However, some more raw material space, probably not the worst idea. Yeah, I kind of need to think about this a little bit more. How is our tree farm going on down here? Nothing at all. Sweet. All right. Have they... Nope. I'm kind of waiting for Star to just place that sewing station one over. And then we'll see if we can't get them to work on stuff again. We do also have... Now, we do have plenty of food, so nothing to worry about here. We are now out of animals, which means in terms of food supply, they're going to smoke all that meat, and then hopefully we'll have enough meat to keep our settlers supplied for the winter that will probably at some point come. All right. Let's clear all of this out. Put linen and wool back in there. And still nothing. I don't understand. Does it need more than linen and wool? Since when? Needs 80 clothing fabric. What if I just select linen? Nope. Again, 400 linen back here. What if we actually move you over here? Maybe, just maybe. And then we put this on high for now. I don't know, I'm just spitballing right now. Where did all the... Okay, so there is linen. And now they can actually find the linen. All right, so the bug was actually in the shelf system back here. Interesting. All right. Either way, we're going to select wool and linen, and you please make clothing until we have 3 of them. Same with the summer clothing. Clear it all out, linen and wool. And then keep working on that until we have 3. Also want to make sure that we set the rest up again. Dismantle, most importantly, the tainted clothing. And we're going to do that for forever. And then we're also already going to dismantle anything that has flimsy quality, maybe flimsy and sturdy, any kind of hit points. Not the armor, not yet, because, and also not the slings, because I feel like we might need them. Sackcloth hood, yeah, you can take that one. Hood, no, let's keep the hoods, the headpieces, and the chaperon. And the rest, I think, is fine. All right. Here we go. So, Star, you are praying. Okay, I'll wait. But I think one of our settlers is without clothing. We don't want that. So let's... What happened with the linen clothing that was available but now isn't? Where did it all go? And also, if you had enough for this, why don't you have enough for the winter clothing? I am very confused. Anyways. Slowly gonna replace them, move them around, and then hopefully they will all become available again. At some point. Right. Could place another one here. Yeah, don't think I will. And I think I completely lost track of which ones have been moved and which ones haven't. So I'm gonna just move all of the ones that currently have stuff on them, in the hope that this was all of them. And of course, before I can do the last one, we have some blighted crops. So everyone on deck. Philomena, you're already there. Awesome. Let's see. Who is where? Nobody is here. Okay. You can grab this one. And I think Felicia, you need to move upstairs to help. And then maybe we'll leave it at that. Hello? Philomena? All right. And very quickly, we're just gonna have them move through these. I mean, you guys know the drill. Felicia, nope, not allowed to leave yet. Martin, go ahead and cut this one. Edgar, you can harvest this. Philomena, you're done over here. Move on to the next one. Good. Martin, where are you going? Mate? Assigned to Aldrich. Okay. I guess. I'll let you run. Okay, next one. You cut this one, you cut this one, and you cut this one. Is that all of them? Nope. There's one more now. Cut you down. And then there's one more just behind you, and it does keep spreading quite a bit. And the next one next to it has come along as well. Star, need your help. All right, let's see. Blighted crops have been dealt with. Awesome. Cool. So this is coming along, and look at that. Tonhild is working on that last area right here. And then we are gonna put down some flooring like we did before. And I am wondering if we should put a little bit of drainage in here as well. And you know what? We're absolutely gonna do that. Gonna keep it in the middle. Put the middle free like in here. There we go. And then as per usual, mine this one down. Oh, and when Tonhild is done, there we go. Put another one in here. And before I forget, we obviously want to put in some, yeah, it doesn't need to be metal. Let's use the stick flooring over here. And once that is done, perfect, we can start thinking about moving those beds over. Ha. Now I don't want a regular door. Maybe it is time that we can go ahead. Let's have a look how much metal we have. 25 iron ingots. So that's not too bad. What if we go down here? Destroy this one. Everyone seems to be sleeping in that door. Don't appreciate that, but that's okay. And then we replace this one with the grated door. Because that looks like a jail door. And I think that will be much better. And it does need 25 iron, so we should be okay. That was iron, right? Yep. Perfect. All right. So a little bit of chaos in this episode so far, but I think we're doing overall okay. I think it would be nice to get the prisoners in here. So we will actually place down beds already. Yeah, we're planning to expand. So 5 of them go in here. Place the fireplace right next to the door. And then what else do they actually need? We should give them a proper table. Wooden medium table. Yeah, I think that is good enough. Place you here. And you know what? We're not placing you here. We're placing you in the back. So we get a little bit more space in there. And then we're adding chairs. Wooden chairs. Yep. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Should only be 5, but that is also okay. And then one thing that they've probably been waiting for forever is a game which they can play right next to the entrance. Cool. I think that will be a pretty decent prison cell. So let's go ahead. We do have now the ability to place the graded door here. So we're doing that. And now we're just waiting for everyone to build. Shouldn't really take too long, to be honest. Martin is writing. They could build those two, but I guess they're just not. One thing that we want to tackle soon, but it will be a little while before we actually do that. Maybe not too long, to be honest. Let's plan this out a little bit more. I want to go ahead and make another space in here. And that is something that we will absolutely talk about soon. Hailstorm has come. Shouldn't need to worry about our plans. This area, for whatever reason, it failed again. Don't quite understand. Am I canceling it by accident? Anyways, they are building stuff here now. Awesome. Looks like we need a few more logs to deal with all of that. So let's go ahead and mark every tree back here to be cut down. Yeah, you guys won't be able to get up here. I guess that's also okay for now. And then we can chop these off as well. Who is actually in charge for planting? Growing, Edgar. I'm gonna remove you from construction because you need to really grow stuff. Well, not remove you, set you on a lower priority. That does also kind of tell me we really need to sort out the whole priority system. But again, that will be just a different day. Oh, and look at that. We can actually remove some trees from up here as well that have grown out of place. No. Let's try this again. There we go. It's actually not that many. It's just a couple of seedlings. Bummer. But there we go. Also a few more fruit trees. Definitely gonna take you down. All right. Good. People are planting again. I like to see that. So let's have a look over here. What we can actually do, and that it is something that we will really do, is we do have the beds in here now. So let's make sure we're putting a bed down there. Star, you're tailoring right now? I don't think so. I want you to prioritize the construction of this. And then we're also moving our prison cell marker right in front of there. And our prisoner stash. We'll place that actually right here. And just so it looks a little bit nicer, I'm going to duplicate that and put another one right next to it. No particular. Oh, look at that. We have another ducky. Very nice. All right. Shared chamber? I don't think so. Star, go ahead. Make that cell marker. Oh, we actually need the door as well. But I think that is okay. It's still considered a spare room. I guess because we don't have this one. All right, we do have a prison cell. Sweet. One last thing. Star, nope. Yep, prioritize construction of the graded door. Who is tired? Edgar is tired. All right. Fair, I guess. But yeah, things are coming along. Look at that. Might actually be almost another bed in here. And that's okay. Star, you're getting the resources. Awesome. All the way from way back there at midnight. I do appreciate that though. Because once the door is in, I think we have a much nicer prison cell for our prisoners to live in. And hopefully when we start to recruit them again, they have a better place or a higher chance to actually be recruited into our little band of people. Cool. All right, with that, I will actually call this an episode. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.